we're hearing from a family member now. Let's listen.
Seatbelts on buses is another that I think is really important. It may have saved some of the people that died, may have saved some of our boys from injuries also. And I think the Logan Boulet effect had a very positive impact on organ donation. And I think that's another thing that is a positive out of the tragedy.
How does it feel to be at the end of at least the court process?
It's one more step in the process. We have an anniversary coming up that's going to be very, very tough. And I hope that after that we can maybe get back to whatever our new normal is for everybody. It's impacted everybody exponentially, and I'm not even sure what our new normal is because we're still in a bit of a fog, and it just still seems surreal what's happened and going through these processes. I never expected to be involved in something like this, nor even know anybody that's been involved like this. I still wake up some mornings and just shake my head and can't believe that this has happened to us.
Mark, has Caleb been following this at all, or has he just been relying on you to relay any details? Has he been focusing on school?
He's been focusing on school, and we pretty much relay the details to him. Caleb is very positive, and he is moving on, and he often says he's moving on in the light of those that passed, not in the darkness or shadow. And so he's just very positive about things, and he also is aware this isn't going to change the outcome of what happened, and he would like to see change in the future in the areas that I've mentioned.
Could you talk about the coordination of everybody wearing the Broncos jerseys today?
We just thought, the Broncos were a team, and Darcy always talked about the focus being team and proud to be a Bronco, and we're proud to be a family of Broncos that have come together, and we just wanted to show some solidarity for our team.
Thank you for taking the time.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry
Thank you.
about that.
No, that's okay.
And this is just the location of that.
Mark, M-A-R-K, last name Dahlgren, D-A.
And that is the scene that is taking place outside of that gymnasium in Melfort, Saskatchewan. That was Mark Dahlgren, the father of Caleb Dahlgren, one of the players injured in that crash. There were many players that were injured.
Well, she's following case law in Canada, and she's doing what she can do and following that, and I thought she was very fair and firm in the fact that there needs to be harsher things done. I have two very good friends that own trucking companies in and around Lethbridge, so I know these guys very well, and one coached Logan and spoke at Logan's funeral, did one of the eulogies. So I have nothing against trucking companies. I have nothing against truck drivers. It's just a matter of the fact that she's right. The professional driver is held at a higher standard, and you need to follow those standards. And in this case, remorse is one thing, and we do believe, my wife and I, that Mr. Sidhu is remorseful, but the bottom line is that he was negligent and caused the death of my son and death of 15 other people, and 13 survivors. He's caused irreparable mental and physical anguish for the rest of their lives. Well, it's never a case of moving forward. First off, the defense will probably appeal, and then that's kind of out of our hands. And we have a hole in our life. Our daughter, we have a hole in our lives for the next till we also pass. And so I don't know if the term moving forward is the term. I think the term is searching somewhere, somehow in our journey to find our new normal, and we're continuing to do that.
Can you talk about the next 2 weeks now? You're going to be having the Green Shirt Day. It's going to be launched. That's a legacy.
Logan made a decision, as it's well documented in Canada, to donate his organs in honor of Rick Suggett. And that then story became what it is today, as he told his billet brother, McLaren Paulson, that he was signing his organ donor card on his birthday. So it turns out he signed it before that. From that, we're at where we're at. And the Canadian Transplant Association contacted us and said, hey, do you want to do this? And we said, we don't know if we want to do this or not. And then we agreed to let them use Logan's name and a couple other small things. And it's grown into what it is today, and it is very, very large. We're getting contacted lots, and I made an announcement on Twitter a couple days ago that my Twitter feed is blowing up, and I'm going to blow yours up because basically we're not done, we're all in. So we're all in, and Green Shirt Day it's big, and we want people to become organ donors. We want people to support organ donorship in Canada, and we're not in favor necessarily of the opt-out program. We think people need to make a decision.
And that's very close to the day of the memorial. Will you be back here for that memorial?
We're flying back. We're in Ottawa from March 31st to April 3rd to speak on at Parliament Hill. I'm not sure. That's a luncheon with Canadian Blood Services to open up the month of April, which is the organ donation month. And there's 10 other people from across Canada that are coming, that are organ donor recipients. And then we fly back on the 4th, and we go to work. And then we go to work on Friday. We fly back here for the the memorial on Saturday, and we fly back to Lethbridge on Sunday to be in Lethbridge for Green Shirt Day.
Are you hoping this will be one of your last trips to Saskatchewan?
No, we fully plan on coming back all the time. We recognize that Logan passed in Humboldt, and he loved the city of Humboldt. He loved playing for the Broncos, and we can't expect the people of Humboldt to remember our son if we don't remember our son. So we will be back as long as they let me drive to every home opener game that they bow their heads for our son and all the other boys and the staff that passed.
Thank you, Mr. Boulay.
Thank you. We're good? Thanks. Thank you.
And that was Toby Boulay, the father of Logan Boulay. His son was one of the 16 people killed in that Humboldt Broncos bus crash almost 1 year ago. That 1 year terrible anniversary is coming up on April the 6th. If you're just joining us, we have learned the sentence of Jaskirat Singh Sidhu. We're going to listen now live outside.
S-I-N-G-H, Sidhu, S-I-D-H.
Do you have some things you wanted to say?
Yes, I would just like to make a brief statement. Please, sir. My name is Dr. Sidhu. I'm older brother of Jaski's dad. I live in London, UK. On behalf of my family, I would like to express my sincere sympathy to the 29 families. We also feel indebted to the families and the Canadian public at large for the support, sympathy, and understanding they have shown throughout this trial for my nephew and our families. Last but not the least, I would like to thank our attorneys Mark Bayford and Glenn Luther. Thank you.
Sir, can we have you say and spell your name for us just so we have it correct?
Dr. Jaskirat Singh Sidhu, C-H-A-N-A-N, S-I-N-G-H, S-I-D-H-U.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Luther, do you have Mr. Brayford, Mr. Brayford, comment? Mr. Brayford, will you be appealing? Any comments? Any comments?
Mark, the judge made a point of saying that this is the longest sentence in Canadian history for this crime. Do you feel that's appropriate?
And what you are looking at is the defense team for Jaskirat Singh Sidhu, as well as his uncle, who you are now seeing there, who made a brief comment on behalf of the family, expressing the sincere sympathies to the 29 families. This is Dr. Sidhu, the older brother of Jaskirat Singh Sidhu's father, walking away from that makeshift courtroom. And let's go back inside where we're getting more reaction. Let's listen.
Move forward. I think we're also looking forward to the 6th being done and not everything having to be, if you hear the name Humboldt Broncos, everything is a news, a press release. So, which is, we understand, but, that's difficult. It's hard for us. So I think this is one step, and then April 6th is another step, and we will try to move on from there. Thank you.
The CBC's Karen Pauls is also standing by outside, so we are starting to get some of that reaction from family as well as we saw there, a member of Jaskirat Singh Sidhu's family. And I know that, Karen, you have been speaking to some people who would speak to you but didn't speak on camera. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I just bumped into the mother of Brody Hintz. He was the statistician for the team, and he was also killed on the bus. And I actually was at her house a couple of days after the crash, and she agreed to let her sister do an interview with me, not on camera, just for audio, and to tell me a little bit more about her son and how he loved being a member of this team, and how he was all about the numbers and all about.
Sorry to interrupt again. We're getting more reaction inside. Let's listen.
Here, how about I yell at the microphone?
Bill, was that you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good, guys?
Yeah, I think all good. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So our reaction to the sentence is we're disappointed. We knew we were going to be disappointed coming in, but we thought Judge Cardinal was very professional, very prepared, and I think she came back with the number that was probably the best for all the parties. It seems like it's something that would kind of appease our families, yet maybe not be appealable by the defendants. So as far as the number goes, me personally, I knew I was going to be disappointed no matter what. There's no number that would have made me happy, but I do respect the fact that Judge Cardinal did a really thorough job, and we were very impressed with how she did that.
She seemed to want to send a strong message to drivers, to professional drivers. I know this is something you care about. What remarks resonated with you?
For me personally, we are all about trying to make the road safer now. We're not getting Jackson back, so we want to create change, and she was very firm, and she did speak about how her sentencing today is going to help promote some change, and so for that we're grateful. So that's what we will be focusing on from now on going forward, because that's all we have as far as this goes.
Will you be back for the memorial?
Absolutely. Yep.
Can you talk about the importance of that?
Well, I mean, we have to come back and honor Jackson and the Broncos, and it's we can't think of any place else we'd rather be on April 6th. It won't be a fun event, but it's one of those things where you just feel like you need to be there, and that's where we're going to be, because that's where we have to be.
Just to summarize, so even though the court battle is over, possibly, the fight goes on still for you and other families in terms of making changes. Yeah,
we've got a few things still that we need to take care of. We're still fighting for seatbelts. We're still fighting for driver training. We're still fighting for road safety. We've got a lot of energy still left in us. We're grateful that this part is maybe going to be behind us. We're hoping. But we've still got a lot of worthy causes that we think are going to make the roads safer for everybody, and we've still got enough energy to keep it going.
Thank you.